In this video I'm using a basketball, whereas normally if I was in the studio I'd use a magic circle, but I forgot to pack it when I came to Australia, so I'm using a basketball instead. So you're getting a little bit of resistance and a little bit of assistance from some of the different movements. So reaching up, taking a big breath in, rising up onto the toes. So getting some nice mobility through the shoulders and starting to stretch out through the upper back, stretching out through the feet. And then stay up and go into a little half plie or a half squat. So I'm in a Pilates V shape. So each time you come up, think of drawing up through the inner thighs. Imagine you're zipping up your skinny jeans. And then stay there for a little pulse, just halfway down and up. Great for a balance challenge. And then go all the way down into a full squat. So going into the full squat, great for your hip joint, knee joint, and also working into your thighs. So great exercise for the quads. Then go into a lunge. So the lunge is another multi-joint movement for the hips and the knees. Add a little twist. And then step together, reach the arms up high. Go all the way down into a full squat. This time keeping the knees together. Lifting up onto your toes. But of course you could also do the full squat with flat feet. Whatever feels best for you. Step back into the lunge on the other side. And so I'm just squeezing the basketball a little. Getting some extra tone through the arms and the shoulders. Adding the twist. Adding in a balance challenge. And then from here, we're going to step down, down. So you go knee, knee, then stand up, up, other side, down, down, up, up, and then 1 foot behind and sit down Joseph Pilates style. Then from here take the ball onto the front of your shins, and I've done this rolling like a ball, and I had my ankles crossed, so just rolling back, changing your ankles each time you come up. And then take the ball in between your knees, roll down, ready to go into bridging. So keeping the ball in between your knees, can squeeze the ball a little, so you're getting a little bit more inner thigh tone. And I kept my arms lifted up off the floor, so I was getting more tone in the upper arms. Like all the bridging exercises, roll up 1 vertebrae at a time. Imagine you're peeling your spine off the mat. And then do the same movement, but have your arms reaching up towards the sky. So having your arms reaching up gives you a sense of where you should be lifting up to. So you're rolling up and balancing in between the wide part in between your shoulders. And then taking the arms overhead increases the mobility of your upper back. So it's great for your posture. And also gives you more of that sensation of being able to reach overhead, so it feels great on your shoulders. Oh, and here comes someone wanting to know the internet password. I couldn't cut them out of the video. I'm not so good at editing yet. and then roll down from the bridge. From here, I came on up into the chest lift. So exhale to curl up, and you're curling up just above the tips of your shoulder blades. And you can choose to lengthen your lower back into the mat, but just keep it in the same spot as you go up and down. Now when you take your hands behind the back of your thighs, you're going to lift up a little higher, stay up high, and then roll on down. So this is a great exercise to start getting more tone in your abs. So you exhale to curl up, inhale to reach, and then from here I change the position of the ball from in between the knees to in between the ankles. And then with the legs straight, take the legs side to side. So one hip lifts and both shoulders stay on the mat. So getting some more mobility through the spine and starting to tone through the muscles in the side waist. Come on up into the hundreds position. So you're going to pump your arms as you breathe in for 5 and breathe out for 5. To increase the challenge, you can take your legs to 45 degrees, and having the ball in between your ankles helps to use your inner thighs a little bit more, but also increases the challenge to your abs. Now from here, I went into the double leg stretch. So exhale, reach your arms and your legs away, and then circle the arms in. And the basketball gives you a little bit of extra weight in between the ankles, so makes it just a little harder. And then from here, I went into the roll up. So I've got a little sticky part there where I'm trying to roll up. My lower back is really tight at the moment, and I've been trying to work out why, and I think it's just because I've been doing some different things during the day, like taking my kids surfing. And so paddling a surfboard has made my lower back a little bit tight. Probably I'm not paddling it properly, but it's pretty hard. So here, as I was doing that movement, I was rolling up with the ball in between my feet and my hands, and then go into the rollover. Roll over with the ball in between your feet, then put it in between your hands, roll down. If you can, take your legs all the way to the ground and then roll up and over. Put the ball back in between your ankles. So it's a little bit of a coordination challenge. Tap the heels down, go up and over again. So only take your legs down as far as you can keep contact of your lower back on the mat. Exhale to roll over. Catch the ball in between your ankles, roll on down. Then I went into double straight leg stretch. So again, think of keeping the lower back lengthened on the mat. Exhale as the legs move away, inhale to come on up. And here I was going to go into the quadruped, but I realized I was too much out of the shot with my hands on the basketball. So I changed into the prone extension. So I had both hands on the basketball, and then I was simply inhaling and lifting to the lowest rib. So I was putting pressure down through the little finger side of my hands. So I was working into triceps, serratus and lats. They're all the muscles of good posture. And then bring the basketball in a little closer. Start off with your elbows bent, and then inhale and lift on up till your hip bones start to lift off the mat. So as you come up, you can exhale right at the top so that your abs support your lower back. and then lengthen the legs until they lift off the mat. And then I went into heel beats. So with the upper back in extension and the hips in extension, great exercise to work all the muscles in the back of the body. And then from here I came on up just a little bit higher than the lowest rib and added some rotation in extension. So follow the hand with your eyes. And then come on up into a Z sit. And this is a really similar movement to using the foam roller. So you sit up really tall and then go over with the blade of the hand on the ball. So again, you're working into the muscles in the back of the arms, working into the muscles in the side waist. And then add the twist, exhale, twist around. And the ball gives you just a little bit of a balance challenge. There was a march fly on my leg. I just had to swat that. And then from here I went into a spine stretch. So inhale to grow taller. Exhale, curl up and over, rounding the spine. I'm thinking of drawing your belly button in towards your spine. If you can't sit in a long sit position, feel free to have your knees a little bit bent or to have your legs in a diamond shape. Now from here I went into a side lying position. So balancing on the side elbow, ball in between the ankles, lift and lower the legs. Change the position, take the ball in front of you so it's a bit of a balance challenge. Lengthen both legs until they lift off the mat, and then inhale to kick forward, exhale to lengthen back. If you can keep your lower leg lifted off the mat, you'll get a little bit more challenge through the inner thigh. Add some circles. Doing the circles about the size of a basketball. You can easily see the size. And then taking the leg up and down, still balancing on your side hip. So only go as far as you can without rolling onto the back of your hip. Go into the développés, get that really nice feeling of lengthening the legs, making the legs longer and more toned. Reverse the movement. Swing the legs around, ready to go into the Z sit and the mermaid on the other side. Exhale to reach up and over, making a big rainbow shape with your arms. Opening up through the rib cage so you can breathe more efficiently. And then exhale, twist around. Squeeze all the air out of the lungs. Imagine you're wringing out water from a wet towel. From here I did the spine stretch with the ball on the floor. So roll the ball away and you can put a little bit of pressure through the little finger side of your hands. You might notice then you can feel tone in your arms, and by pressing down on the ball you get that feeling of tone in your abs as well. So when your abs are contracting, then your lower back can release. And then putting some pressure on the ball as you twist. Exhale to twist. Inhale back to the center. And then from here, ball in between the ankles. And then lower down, balance on your side hip. lifting and lowering the legs 4 times, and then change the position of the ball so it's in front of the body. Lengthen both legs until they lift off the mat, and then inhale to kick forward, exhale to lengthen back. Add the circles so you're getting more mobility in the hip joint, and reverse the circles. Inhale to lengthen the leg up, exhale, leg goes back down. Try and get the leg longer each time. Go into the développés. Flex your foot on the way down if you like. Feels nice, gives you an extra stretch. And reverse the movement. And then from here, I've gone into bridging again, this time with both feet on the ball. But first of all, I went into leg circles. So by having your foot on the ball and keeping the ball from rolling away, the hamstring on the bent leg, you'll notice that that leg has got more tone in it. And as you do the circles, it's a little easier to stabilize through your torso. So you might notice your abs work a little more. Now then from here, then I went into the bridge with the feet on the ball. So if you're used to doing the reformer classes, you notice that having your feet on the ball and you're trying to stop the ball from rolling away, you get a lot more tone through the back of your legs, a lot more tone through the backside. And you can go a little bit higher now because your feet are higher than your shoulders, so you get more mobility in your spine. Stretch the other leg up for the leg circles. And then from here, I'm going to change the position so now the ball is in between the lower tips of my shoulder blades. So I'm going to inhale to go back into extension. And if it doesn't feel really fantastic on your back when you do this, just try having the ball up a little higher or a little bit lower. It should feel really nice stretch to open up through the front of the rib cage and get more mobility in your upper back. Then change the position of the ball, put it underneath your sacrum, right at the back of your hips. And then balance on the ball, stretch the leg up, or legs, and then go into the scissors. So reaching the legs long. You can really open up through the front of the hips as you do the bicycle now. Tap the toe down, drag it along the mat, and then reverse. And then from here, roll on down, come on up into the teaser position. Exhale, come on up. So here, obviously I'm doing a bent-legged teaser. My lower back was feeling really tight, and so I thought it was better to keep my knees bent so I could get right behind my sitting bones. And then hold the balance.